Good.
I feel like I'm gonna do like a therapy
Just make
thing.
your hat, get your hat out the way.
So, how you feeling?
You know what would be better if we get like suited up? I was actually thinking about that. If I suit up.
I'm somewhat suited.
All right. Let me just write down some questions real quick.
All right. So today you shall learn how to become.
Mm. Demonology, esoteric, esoteric like scriptures.
Yeah, esoteric, everything.
Psychology, Carl Jung's self,
Carl Jung, Carl Jung,
self. What else? The
um,
Kabbalah.
the Kabbalah one. You wanna release everything
Well, we'll
at
see what we
once?
can knock off. We'll see what we can knock off. All right, so this would be the first. All right, so this would be the first video of this channel. So my name is Joseph. By the way, I have my one of my
I'm
closest.
his guest, named Marcos.
Yeah. So this will be the first. This will be the first time airing an episode about just talking about Christ, reading the word, spreading the word, uh, our own research of like just things we have knowledge of, right? Would you say? So let's whoops, let's get into it. So I want to start with I guess introduce yourself. Tell them one interesting about you.
My name is Solomon, and
Oh my.
my name is Marcos. I study the world. I like to study things that are hidden. I seek understanding. I seek power. I seek what is beyond. And yeah,
All right, interesting. So yeah, so welcome in. For those who don't know, I'm Joseph. I get more into deep into the Bible, into God's word, Old or New Testament, and I just try to spread the truth and just try to gain knowledge of other things of this world and learning about history and what's right and what's the truth and what's the false. So let's get into the first question. What do you think about Jesus? What's your perspective on Jesus and how he's helped you in life and how he's and how he has helped you in life, I guess.
Jesus is a character that must be studied by all, and because he came into this world and didn't sin once. The only man in this world in history to sin less, sin,
Less.
sin for nothing. And he did he he gave his life for humanity when he didn't even deserve it.
Mm.
So from just that, if we take it just as how it is, you gotta understand why he did it. And the more you look into it, Jesus shows who he really is by confessing he is God
Mm.
through his teachings and through his actions and through his life
That's
and
interesting.
the battles he goes through. You know the thing about Jesus is that he didn't even know his purpose here on earth.
Really,
He didn't
actually.
until he was given insight by the Father, God,
Mm. Interesting.
into what was going to happen, about how Judah was gonna betray him, how he was gonna have to
Yep,
go through the
Judah.
suffering for
Yeah,
the people and then die for the people.
yeah. For like how
And
he's
he got Jesus got scared. He was afraid that he had to go away from his disciples and pray
mm,
and be given comfort by God.
yeah. And when he was eating with the disciples, right, is when he said, when that's when he had like that vision, and he said someone in the table was gonna betray me. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, right about Judah. Yep. That's
Yeah.
anything else I guess you say?
Well, his life should be studied. Jesus' life should be studied just to, if people want to understand this world and people want to understand what power is, study Jesus. And with
Interesting.
Jesus, you will find the answer.
Yeah, I would say Jesus is the one and only truth. And would you consider, yeah, would you consider yourself Christian or?
To this world, I'm considered a Christian. I'm labeled as a Christian, but for myself, I am a follower of God. I walk with God. I trust in God. I like to be named as a son of God. I
Interesting.
don't like to be go by labels because I think you and I could agree on this, but religion and God are two separate things.
Religion and God are two separate things.
Yeah, religion and God are two separate things.
Yeah. My bad. I thought
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to elaborate more on about why you think religion and God are two different things?
Religion and God are two separate things because as we see religion play out into this world, we see that it gets adopted by the wrong people sometimes, majority of the times, and their own ideas are expressed in this religion and sometimes are convert the whole religion,
Uh-huh.
as in I think it could go for every religion, but King James.
Right.
What do we talk about King James? That
Right.
he wrote the New Testament
Right.
and and uh, and he changed words in there.
Did he?
Yes, he changed words. He the Catholic Pope
Mm-hmm.
changed words. He changed from the worship of Saturday to Sunday.
Right.
So it gets to show that religion and God are two separate things because religion tends to be like a cult
Right.
where people follow and follows the depiction of what one person says than what the true source says.
True. And with the whole Sunday and the Sabbath and everything. So I do believe Christ should be worshipped any day. Well,
Of course.
yeah. So I believe we should praise Him every day. Reading, praying, or talking to Him. But what I do see is people attempt to make the mistake where um, people go and worship on a Sunday, thinking that God rested on the seventh day, which it is true. But if we do look at if you do check your calendar, uh, Genesis, it talks about, and once everything was completed, God rested in the seventh, calling it the Sabbath day, where everyone shall rest and dedicate that day to God. But the thing is, the first day of the week,
The first day of the
the first
week
week is a
is Sunday.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Seventh day. He goes to church on Saturdays. I go to church Fridays and Sundays sometimes. Friday for Bible study and my young adults, and then Sundays I haven't went to church on a Sunday. He did invite me to his church on Saturday, but unfortunately I work on Saturday mornings. So and I really was actually thinking about hitting up your pastor again.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking if I hit him up, and this is a true thing, like for real, and I guess to if who does whatever, but I was thinking of hitting up your pastor like, hey, like I know it's been a long time. I had things going on, and just my work schedule doesn't fit this. But if it's possible, if there's still a way to work out, and I feel like if he would say yes, he probably would invite me to his house and like do Bible study, which I wouldn't mind. But I'm like, if I want to do that, I'd rather do that with you. But then you work on
Yeah.
Saturday evenings, so I would want to see how is that possible, bro. But
Yeah.
I really was trying to. I was thinking about it like the last three days, and last night when I went to sleep and I prayed, it just came to my mind like, man, like I know your pastor, like he knows things, and I guess his family, I think his sons or whatever, right? They go out.
Yeah.
Aren't don't they do like Christian schools and stuff like that or something like that?
Yeah.
It's like
His son is a pastor.
yeah. So and that's something and if real, it's I want to go out and preach more. I want to not preach more like if I've done it, but I want to go out and preach. But I had to gain more knowledge about the Bible first. And what better way to do it with my own self-taught plus someone who does know, like your pastor, and it can be any other pastor. But I remember your pastor talking about the Sabbath day and why people get it mixed up. So I
Yeah.
was thinking about that. Which I probably will soon. Which I probably will soon do that. I'm gonna see how. But I would want you to be involved in it too, because remember he was talking about how trying to start like a youth, and he wanted us to lead that youth, and I would enjoy that. I would want that. I would want to be like not like a preacher, but like talk to everyone and let them listen to us as we talk about the word, but we had to start first inviting people first, but that's probably more in the future. Um
And you
yeah.
know, with Jesus and Genesis, it doesn't only show the creation of the world and of humanity,
Hmm.
but also the universal things, as in wisdom,
Right.
as in numbers. Numbers has to do a big thing with
Right,
the
right, right.
Bible. You know, with wisdom, wisdom was there when the world was created. In Ecclesiastics, it talks about how wi- wisdom even says that he was the, it was there when he God created the world.
You saying you were saying that wisdom was there when God created the world, you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
but not just that, it even gets to show the the creation of numbers, and numbers has to do a big part in the Bible because numbers um, reaffirm the depictions, the prophecies, the
Really?
miracles of what the Bible says. They they back it up with numbers.
Hmm.
In today's world, numbers is considered to look into numbers is to worship worship numerology. But I don't like to go based off numerology. I like to say numbers and God go hand by hand because God created all the things of this world. God created each and one of us. Therefore, God created numbers, a universal thing that we've been using for since the ancient times. And therefore we gotta look into what is created by God.
Well, I know there's probably some skepticism for people out there. Like people would say like numbers were created by men. What's
Of
your take
course,
on
there's skepticism in everything. Everything. People people are skeptical about even a God. People are skeptical what is a God.
that?
People don't even know who their God is. Like they say, I believe in God, but I don't know how he looks like. I just know that there's a God out there. So that really gets to show that everything is to be questioned. But that's the beginning. That's the beginning. To question.
Mm-hmm.
Then is to follow. Follow into that question. Not a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people do that. People are always hard, find it hard to follow the second step, and it's to follow. And with numbers, you will see that numbers has a impact in this world. It has a universal power and a supernatural power that helps you connect with God and the physical, and
Um,
to predict things and to understand things.
and so what makes you say that numbers or numerology kind of goes hand in hand with the Bible? What makes what makes
In
you
the sense of
if you can give me an example, I guess, because
perfect example, and I say this all the time. Jesus died at 33 in April 3rd at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then rose 3 days later. After plus the Father, the Son, and the Holy
Oh, you're right.
Spirit.
You're right.
That's three.
There's so many threes in there.
So many threes.
Right.
And then we could even go to the seven horsemen and then the seven scrolls in Genesis in Revelations.
Seven
But
horsemen.
but let's go
Right.
back to that example
The
of
three. The
the
number three.
three.
So what
That gets to
is?
show that numbers have significance. And there's a reason why he did that. And I'll tell you, Jesus, his last word, three means creation and completion. Numerologists will always give you crap about completion. What number means completion? Many say nine, which
Mhm,
I agree. Nine is the number of completion in the sense of it's the end of the cycle of numerology,
mhm.
but three is completion. Be- the reason why I know that is because three is also creation, but once creating something, it's completed. And Jesus' last words when he died in the cross, his last words were, "It is finished,"
That is true. Yeah.
meaning completion of his purpose in this world.
What part of the Bible does that say again?
That I can't tell you.
How you gonna?
I can't tell you, but it's the chapter.
Why can't you
I've
tell me?
read it, but I'm not good with the. I think it's like either
John.
John,
I just want to make sure. To
John.
to all my skeptics out there,
Yeah, John is the.
I love John, man, especially 14 and 16. No, 14 and 13. 13 and 14. Limitations, John.
But yeah, so numbers have significance, and they also could understand the human body. We all have a number. Numerologists will call it life path, and it's accurate. It is accurate,
Mm.
but I think it's because God made that happen. God did that for a purpose. It's beyond my understanding to know why.
Yeah, it's just like the supernatural. It's beyond our Jesus, he was a man born blind. I remember reading this, and in the story of the blind man, how he healed him, and all the Pharisees knew about him, and then boom, just because having that faith. Um, let's see. Oh, now, okay, so yeah. Well, I'd say that's a very interesting take of Jesus,
With
and how, yeah,
Jesus,
how has Jesus how has Jesus played a big part in your life? You know
he
how.
he saved me. He saved me from many things. He um he saved me from my troubles. And the thing I like about Jesus compared to any other gods is that Jesus, when people follow Jesus, they'll never say, "Oh, I went to Jesus." No,
Jesus came to me.
they'll always say Jesus came to me.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that's how. Yep. Damn. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And then.
And with Jesus, Jesus is just a perfect example. He's known as to be the perfect example.
Right.
And and more we should I strive to be like him. I know I'll probably never reach him, but always strive to be perfect.
Right.
And
Not just for yourself or for the people, but being perfect to God.
exactly.
Yeah, because God. I mean, would you say? Because like Abraham and Isaac, and obviously they were the covenants too. So, I'm not saying we should be God. We can have a covenant with God, but just being perfect for God. Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. So he saved you. In what sense? Like, were you doing anything bad? And if you can remember, like, I guess your testimony, how has Jesus came to you when he came to you? How that come about?
I don't think I want to say that, but But
Is
Jesus
it too
came to me.
personal?
Yes, but I'll tell you this, that Jesus took me when Jesus came to me, I was out of my body. I'll say this. I'll tell the story, but I'll excuse what it was. And I found myself outside my body in this dark place. And I would say it was hell
Mm.
because it was dark, and I saw my body from a third person uh
Perspective.
perspective, and my conscious, my soul, you could say, was in a dark place.
Mm.
And my body started to hear this voice saying, "You're a sinner. You already did bad. Why don't you continue to do bad? You
Mm.
this, you that, you."
Right.
And I kept hearing, and I thought it was me talking to myself, but I kept hearing you. And I'm like, when one person talks to themselves, how do they talk to themselves? You guys, we say,
I.
I
Yeah.
will accomplish
Yeah.
this, I will do this. And
That
I
is
kept
true.
hearing you. And for some reason, I'm like, the more I found, I kept hearing it, it didn't sound like my voice. Didn't
Mm.
sound like my voice. And I was like, that's not me.
Mm.
And what does the Bible teach us? That the devil will bring doubt into your life.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
devil, that's how the devil gets you. He
Yep.
brings doubt into your life.
Hmm. That's true.
So therefore, right there, the moment I realized and I was given a chance to understand, immediately I prayed. Immediately I prayed and surrendered myself to God. And from there,
Mm.
God accepted me and took me in and saved me.
I think I remember the story you told me. So that was a deep, powerful story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and my bad. I'm trying to look for the his Jesus, the death of Christ in Luke 23. But yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, and I know you used to like kind of like smoke and all that. So I don't know. Wait. Oh, okay. Whatever. I'll edit that part.
This fool is fake.
No, I'll edit.
You are fake.
What do you think I'm trying to?
Mofo uses his friends for views.
No, like I'm trying to tell him like why he's saved.
Who is using me for views?
No, no. Okay, I want to put that out there. Trying to see where the death of Christ 23.
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know the chapters like that, but
Yeah, the crucifixion. It was now about the 6 hour darkness. Jesus got out. His father and to commit. Hmm. But well, anyways, yeah. So interesting, man. And all praise be to all glory be to God. Truly,
are you
for
trying to make this into like a God channel?
yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
that's
So all glory be to God. So that was very interesting. Okay, let's why? Huh?
Mom bought more food. Well, she's going to sell and she's going to go to the market. Almost cut. And she's coming back. Oh,
Did you do it already?
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
right.
I'm doing this so I can edit it, knowing that doing this is edit that whole part out. So interesting how Jesus came to you, and I love hearing stuff like that, man. I think testimonies should be more out there known, so people can really like hear your story and your part, and how Jesus came to you, and if people can relate to that, and hopefully be the same for others. So, um, now let's get into this topic. I guess we'll go with which is probably my one that I'm looking forward that I'm gonna probably be not studying but like really looking into it, and it's the demonology. You know how
Demonology.
so, but for those who don't know, we all know Solomon's wisdom is just beyond the world. and I really like it because it gets to show you the type of knowledge he had and how he would go in those secret walks and talk to God until he unfortunately fell to women. And we already know, but as you mentioned to me, um, that Solomon has like some esoteric scriptures.
Yes, and I want to say this, and I wish,
It was
since we always say things off camera, we should always talk in front of a camera now,
yeah, which is
because it's like we're just rehearsing. But look,
yeah.
with demonology, I want to say this because many people get it wrong in the sense that right away the demonology, naturally someone tells you, "Hey, study demonology."
Mhm.
What do you think?
You
Just those
think
words, just those words, how does it come across? Satanic, right?
it does? Yeah,
So yes, this world right away gets it wrong. And I feel like everything in this world, even that is happening now, should be in the Bible.
that
Everything.
is true.
Everything. Because it is the study, because the Bible is the past, the present, the future. It's everything.
Pause. Let me get my laptop right here. So, 'cause I know the word demon. It's like it's an ancient word known for like it's called like demon or demon.
Yeah, I know.
So just so people know, all right, take two. So you were telling them.
Take two. Okay.
So you're talking about like when people think about demonology, they think of like
Okay, naturally the humanity is gonna say demonology, satanic. Numerology, satanic. Astrology,
satanic,
satanic. Everything is satanic.
right?
But I like to think otherwise.
Mm,
I like to see what it was. And I I have a I have a a defense of I have a defense for things like that, in the sense of the your Bible, people decide who what gets put on the Bible.
right.
My uncle, who was gonna be a pastor, he went through all the schooling and all that, and they did some like esoteric research on Bible and all that,
Interesting.
exorcisms and all that, and he even studied that people dictate what is put in the Bible. So therefore, when I come across things like this, like demonology and all that,
Mm,
I like to think first, what was it before it was named that? And demonology was was a scroll that was stolen from Solomon's kingdom when his rule was was done. Once he died and everything, people stole his treasures and all that, and his sacred scrolls,
really,
like Freemasons.
really.
Freemasons stole the his
Wow.
builder his scrolls of build of the building of Solomon. Therefore, that's why Freemasons are called stonemasons,
Mm,
because they know how to build stuff.
really
Yes, they know how to build stuff because they stole Solomon's scroll, which he used demons to build that temple,
the temple
which
for God.
comes from demonology.
Yeah,
So everything is correlated.
and
Everything is correlated.
yeah, and one can't say like, oh, that's kind of hard to believe. So is that if it's hard to believe, you're basically saying you're not kind of like because this everyone in the Bible has their own story, has their own like life to it. So we're just getting more into deep into these people like Solomon and how we find out Solomon has some old scriptures, some esoteric scriptures hidden, and how he talks about demonology. And just for anyone to, if anyone is confused, the word demon comes from the Greek word. What does that say right here?
Daimon.
Uh, can you try to like bring it up right here?
You see it?
Yeah, leave it. When it
Daimon.
fall.
Yeah, it's gonna.
getting more. Yeah, that one you didn't. Yeah, turn it more, more, more. So the word demon comes from the Greek word, and it says right here. Oh, you can't say it. So daimon, which originally referred to a divine or supernatural being, often associated with fate, wisdom, or inspiration. In ancient Greek philosophy and religious, daimons were not necessarily evil. They weren't necessarily evil. They were seen as intermediaries, intermediaries. What did I say?
Intermediate.
No, oh yeah,
Oh, intermediate.
intermediaries or something between gods and humans, something acting as guardian spirits. Over time, particularly through the influence of Christianity and later European traditions, the meaning of demon shifted to refer as a no, mal, malev- malevolent supernatural beings associated with hell and Satan. This transformation was influenced by translations of the Bible and early Christianity writings, the reinterpreted daimon in a negative light by the medieval period. The word demon had finally taken on its modern meaning of an evil spirit. So,
Look, in demonology, you'll learn that demons are more such things as principalities
mhm,
and dark forces. They're not such things as what Hollywood dictates them to be.
mhm,
Like
I agree.
like in demonology, there's a demon of depression. There's a demon of
Anxiety.
there's demons of stone.
Mhm,
Demons who know what is the perfect stone to build the perfect building.
yeah,
That's how Solomon
build
built.
his temple for
Yeah,
God.
the
Yeah,
Solomon. Yeah.
and for those who don't know, or was you gonna add more?
Huh?
And for those who don't know, when Solomon was building that temple for God, one of his workers was consistently getting attacked by a demon or
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
like, what was it?
In one of Solomon's scrolls, it says about his his uh his one of his workers who was like one of his best workers um would work hard. It says it weirdly. It says one of his best workers was the best and everything, but after work a demon would steal his labor and suck on his thumb,
Sounds
which
ridiculous, but it's
made
true.
him slim.
Yeah.
Now, for the physical and logical world, it's hard to understand that. But if you look at it as a spiritual, if you bring the spiritual message into logistics and physical,
Hmm.
what it's trying to say is that as after work, this man would waste his labor and and would drink alcohol or something and became slim.
But that was the demon attacking
Yes,
him.
back then people were more spiritual that they would talk in a spiritual sense.
Hmm. Yep.
Everything was a spiritual. Everything was symbolic.
Right.
Everything.
Right.
Their words were symbolic.
Yep.
Numbers were symbolic. Stars were symbolic.
Yep.
The way they would talk was symbolic. And that is talking about a negative force. The way
Hmm.
he says it about a demon sucking his worker's thumb and made him slim is a dark force making a man slim, as in alcohol, drugs,
Hmm.
all that.
Yeah. So when he was telling me this, I was like in shock. I was like, wow, and really, because I believe in demons? Well, I believe the supernatural. I believe these people or these things exist because it kind of just correlates to Satan and how
Yeah,
the demons in hell, just how it says when you're burning for eternity, they'll torture you, they'll rip your skin, and by the end of the day, you go back to normal, and they just keep, because that's why you're burning for eternity. And he actually, Solomon has a book called The Lesser Key of Solomon, right? So this is where he found out. So I believe all this is true, and I believe that everything you struggle with stress, anxiety, depression. It's a demon. It's a demon,
It's a
and
dark
it's a
force.
dark force. Yeah, it's a dark force, and Solomon knew about that, and that's why I ordered a book. Like I told you, I ordered the book, The Key of Solomon, so it should be coming soon, which I
Yeah,
am
you're
really,
going to hell.
which I'm really looking forward to read. Because I want to know what Solomon knew, but Solomon was using this more to do rituals, but not in the sense at how people think the rituals are working.
Yeah, the way Solomon talks about rituals and magic, because he does magic, is completely different from what this world.
Yeah, when you
And
think of rituals, you're probably thinking of like the Super Bowl and then like type of rituals where they get candles and everything. But
yes, and you and I know that you can't just swallow what society gives you. You gotta first check what the food is, and
it's true.
and naturally they tell you rituals are bad and everything, and they are bad to a sort of way, in a
Yeah.
sense that and this is how Solomon came up with that famous verse that is said, where as he was doing rituals and magic, he said wisdom is like a double-edged sword.
Sword. Yep. I think it says in
And then he said
Psalms or Proverbs. You know?
and then he says that it could go to bad or good, and the reason why is because wisdom, power, whoever yields the sword could swing it left or right, good or bad. And whoever gets a hold of this power, um, it's up to them. And therefore, rituals and magic have been held by wrongful people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Like
they use it for selfish deeds. Like he said, he even
the
talks about
like
that
Moloch.
rituals and magic should not be used. And this is what I love about Solomon, is that he says rituals and magic should not be used for selfish acts,
Mm-hmm.
for like money, like what people artists do and all that, but for understanding the self in a divine level, and to communicate with
Just
God in a divine
fine.
level.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, and you know what, take it to God, don't take it to me, but uh, Solomon would pray before these rituals, in the
Yeah.
sense of
Yeah. I
of
remember you get.
pray to God, in the sense that, hey, let me get in control of these demons to do your good work,
Mm-hmm.
and so they could be forced to do good work instead of bad work, and he would use them, and it seems like his prayers were answered. But
Yeah.
like, then again, people, Christians, all sorts of religion will always say like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Therefore, I say, take it up to God, not me.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, when he was interviewing these demons, there was about 72 or five.
Yeah, he studied 72 demons. He had control of 72 demons
Mm-hmm.
with this ring of his.
Ring.
Yeah, he had a ring with the sigil,
Mm-hmm.
and he had control of them. That's how he got the demon from his from his worker.
To
He
like
grabbed
because
he grabbed them and put the ring in his chest and sucked the demon out of him.
really.
Yeah.
Oh wow, man, that's interesting, man. So that's something I'm trying to learn more. So yeah, my book should be coming soon, which is the Key of Solomon, and
Sounds like you're promoting a
it
book.
does, huh?
My book will be coming out. Go
My,
buy that in ramosofficial.com.
yeah. So the book is a divided. The book is divided into 5 sections, each dealing with different aspects of magic and spirits. First one is Ars Gotia, the most well-known section, listing 72 demons of spirits supposedly bound by King Solomon, along with the ranks, descriptions, and sigils. So each demon had a rank, right? So each demon had a rank, and like I said, I was really gonna write. I was gonna write all 72 demons' names, but I was now because writing all their names, I had to write what they're known for. But like what I could remember is they had legions, like squads. Some
Yeah,
were like
legions is
emperors.
multiple of one.
Yeah, there was number two is
The demon legion actually comes out in the Bible.
really
Yeah.
you don't know where.
It's when Jesus is alive. A man comes to Jesus and starts acting out crazy and confronts him and everything, and then Jesus just looks at him,
Mhm.
and the just by
His will.
Jesus' eyes, he shuts down. The demon shuts down.
It's the power of the Lord, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. I love that.
And then the demons were scared of Jesus, and they said they said we are legions.
Hmm.
We are legions. And then they said, please don't take us to hell, just put us to
That's
the
what
pigs over there.
the demon said.
Yeah,
Wow,
just put us to possess those demons, and we'll leave you alone.
interesting.
So therefore they went to the Jesus put them to the pigs, and the man was left alone.
Yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, so I guess that'd be that section for demonology. Which is I wouldn't say you guys should look into that because it is some dark, really dark,
Yeah, that's
really dark knowledge, not dark, really dark stuff. So
look, when you get into research like this, it gets dark.
yeah,
It gets dark,
it's
and
almost like the cabal or the Kabbalah.
yeah,
The Kabbalah, man. Is it the Kabbalah?
Kabbalah.
Yeah. So that's
You gotta be careful what you promote, man.
what is that like a Jewish thing?
No, no, no.
Well, this is a
It's
channel.
just, bro.
Yeah.
You can't be telling people, "Hey, study darkness."
No, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Like, just so you guys know, this is something dark. But this is a channel for Christ. So what I am gonna start doing is just start spreading the word and give you guys my take of the Bible and deciphering it and how Jesus has helped me and how He will be helping me and others as well. But I guess so that's for the demonology. So very interesting. Okay. What about like esoteric stuff? If you can give me
You know the best thing,
Well,
the best
was demonology esoteric
of
stuff?
course, it's hidden.
Okay.
It's hidden knowledge. But
If you know anything esoteric, just feel free to.
esoteric, the best thing you could learn is psychology. Psychology is somewhat correlated to esoteric
Would you
in the
think?
sense of,
What makes you say that? Versus someone who's like in college, trying to
because they only
major in
give you the
psychology,
basics. They'll say, "Oh, Carl Jung, he was the best. He was the best psychologist.
psychologist.
No, the godfather of psychologists. He talked about the ego. He talked about this, the shadow, and then they'll just give you the basis, the rundown of it.
Hmm.
Like the shadow is your desires, but they don't tell you how to work it. You know,
How? In what sense?
in the self,
Mm, right. Like just
in
like how
this,
Carl Jung talks about it. Yeah.
yeah. Um, and like they just go give the rundown, but once you read Carl Jung in his diaries and his books,
Books.
and Nietzsche, Sigmund Freud, Plato, all them,
Arthur Schopenhauer.
yeah, they
So these are all like philosophers and stuff, right? And
philosopher,
psychologists.
psychologist. Plato is a
Yeah.
philosopher, but
I was
Nietzsche,
just, and like, that's how I was reading about Plato's Phaedo, Phaedo, the book Phaedo, right? Phaedo. I don't know how to pronounce it. I was reading a little bit of that book, but yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
yeah, no, just it's a
Yeah.
study the self to become conscious.
Now,
The soul craves to become conscious, therefore feed the soul,
let me ask you, why do you think people should understand the self?
because you become aware.
Hmm.
You become aware, and with understanding the self, you you become a good person, and you become conscious, and you are given wisdom and understanding, just like the Bible says. By understanding the self, you understand the outside world.
Mm.
I,
Right. Yeah.
and you know what? Going into psychology is something I learned, and I want to talk to you about it because, it's fresh,
Yeah.
and I studied this yesterday. But uh, Carl Jung talks about one of his topics is projection, and he talks about how we project things into others that we're actually trying to project back to ourselves. In the sense that
Mm,
it says, are your relationships that you have with others are mirrors of the relationship that you have with yourself.
mm. Oh, could you give me an example?
In the sense of
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
of sometimes you have envy or hate towards someone.
Right.
Maybe it's because you have hate towards yourself in a form. You hate that he has that aspect
And you
and
don't.
you don't.
What about the envy? What would someone envy? How would someone envy
Same
someone
same
versus
thing, same thing.
how can someone envy themselves? What is someone jealous of themselves for?
And just like in the sense like you're jealous that another person has confidence, right? Maybe it's
Oh,
because you actually hate that you don't have confidence.
right,
Yeah.
right. And the
So we project things, and
interesting,
and it talks about how you know how sometimes you have a someone's name in your head that's
right,
just is stuck,
right.
and you can't like you're just like
Yeah, I had
why
that
do
before. Yeah.
it's because maybe that person you're projecting something off of that person,
In what sense, like for that person, whether a boy or girl?
boy or girl.
What about in the girl sense? What would you say? Like
Oh, and actually this correlates with the anima animus
animus. Yep.
in the sense of when a girl gets stuck in your head, right,
Right.
and you don't know why. Say you like her, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a projection of your anima, the female
The
one, or
female aspect in
in
men,
the
right?
female aspect, in the sense of maybe it's because she fits your
Criteria and all that.
she fits your type, your ideal type,
Mm-hmm. Right.
your anima. She fits your anima. Therefore, for some reason, you just like her. That's why they get stuck in your
Interesting.
head
Yeah.
because they,
Yeah.
you know how we all have an anima animus.
Animus. Yep.
She somewhat connects to
The
your one
anima.
of them,
And for those, I guess, who don't know,
the
if you want
female
to
nature.
explain to them what anima animus is, for the anima is more like the feminine aspect in the men's side, and if you can tell them what anima and animus means,
I have notes. Can I get
yeah,
them?
go ahead, yeah, bro. I mean, feel free. Um, a little short definition of animus is the masculine aspect in the woman in their in the mind. So, right or wrong?
Yes, it's your female nature that connects, that helps you connect to females, and then the animus is your masculine
Masculine
nature that
and
connects you to men.
men. Yep, yep. And this is all. Was this who invented this? Carl Jung.
Carl.
Yeah, Carl Jung, guys. Like I said, the Godfather psychologist. I just ordered 3 books from them.
Well, look, there's other great psychologists,
Besides
all
Carl
of
Jung,
them.
yeah,
But the thing about that, the uniqueness of Carl Jung is that he dove deep into the soul and came up with the animus, the archetypes, the shadow,
the self.
the ego, and all that.
Who's that? Who's that psychologist now? That Jew. What's his face?
Jordan
John
Peterson,
Peterson. Yeah, I don't know about him, but I'm gonna probably dive into him more. I know David.
he's just a copy.
For sure.
He's a copy of others.
You guys see me? She's calling me, but I can't.
Okay, so animus, anima, the masculine and feminine principles within us. They are the archetypes of our psyche, the representation of our inner world. The animus is the masculine aspect of the female psyche, the source of her logical thinking, her assertiveness, her independence. It is the part of her that connects her to the world of men.
Mm,
The that allows her to communicate with them on their level. The anima is the female aspect of the male psyche, the source of his intelligence, emotional intelligence, his intuition, and his creativity.
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 Creativity. Creativity.
Yeah, my bad.
Let me see what it says.
Creativity.
Right.
It is the part of him that connects him to the world of the woman,
Right.
that allows him to understand and relate to them on a deeper level. Together, the animus and anima form the whole, the complete self. They are the keys to our inner balance,
Right.
our harmony, and our fulfillment.
Interesting. That's for the anima? No, the
Both.
animus. Okay.
It's both. But it gets,
These are his notes here that he wrote.
yeah.
Yeah, so
It
very
helps
very
you.
influential.
It helps us to connect with the opposite.
And who was that psychologist you were talking about yesterday?
Which one?
The girl, that how she kind of goes
Oh,
into, not deep into that, but she tells you the
it,
sections for the female.
I think
Like,
Vanessa
but
Van Edwards.
yeah,
She's really good.
she's
She's really good.
and that's the one you sent me yesterday, right? On the
Yeah,
messages.
yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
So yeah, it's very good to understand, like how you said, good to understand like both the female nature and man nature.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that basically psychology in the Carl Jung self section that we were on?
I mean, there's more that Carl Jung,
Carl Gustav Jung.
yeah, talks about, and that's just one.
Yeah, there's probably more
The
that you
most,
guys might know.
the one I really like is dreams.
Dreams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when he talks about dreams.
yeah, because
Uh,
everything has a deeper meaning, and I'm not too familiar. When I think of dreams, I just think of dreams like it's just like a normal thing. I go to sleep and like I'm dreaming me like having like intercourse with a dog. You know
oh,
what I'm saying?
really?
So, but
I
and
could give you the rundown on
yeah,
dreams.
tell me. I'm gonna
Okay,
try interesting.
Carl Jung, the master of the subconscious, he believed that dreams are a window into our psyche, a reflection of our inner world. Dreams, according to Jung, are a way for our unconscious mind to communicate with our conscious mind,
Hmm.
to reveal our hidden fears, desires, and motivation. He saw dreams as a source of inspiration, a catalyst for personal growth and transformation. Hume believed that dreams have a personal and collective aspect, that they can reveal both our individual struggles and our shared universal experience. He developed the technique of dream analysis, where
Mm,
the dreamer actively engages with their dreams, exploring their symbolism and hidden meanings. Through dream analysis, Hume believed that we accessing the shared wisdom of our ancestors and the universal archetype that resides within us all.
mm. Break that down to them so they can understand. And that was your notes, huh? Like
Ye-
that's
yes, well, think of it like this. Think of your mind. Think of your mind like an iceberg.
right.
The
The
top
tip.
of the iceberg is your conscious, and then the the bottom is the subconscious, the hidden conscious,
Hmm.
the stuff that that wants to come out but doesn't come out. It does come out.
That's in the bottom of the iceberg.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's what's conscious in your mind, but it's subconscious.
Mm.
What's on top is the
Is the
conscious mind.
conscious, and the one in the bottom is the subconscious part,
Yeah, under the ice, and it's filled with truth.
which is like, which should be more like above as well.
Yeah, yeah, but therefore it's called the subconscious mind in the sense that not a lot of people, they know what an ego is, but they don't know how to what their ego
Yeah,
is. So therefore it's subconscious. It's deep in them without them knowing.
yeah. And I remember you said, "Do I think is ego is the true self?" Was that the question?
Yeah, is
Yeah.
the ego your true self?
And you say that because sometimes, but that's why I asked, like, okay, well, what if my ego is like pure, like envy, jealousy, and like cockiness?
Well, that's how you truly feel when it comes out, right?
So you would say like that's who I truly am, because you say you think ego is the true self.
I mean, when your ego comes out, it's how you truly feel and how you truly act. Like uh, the the realest part of you came out,
Mm.
right?
You're right. Yeah.
And with that, it, in a sense, your ego is your true self.
So you would say ego is your true self.
Yeah.
So
But therefore we gotta strive to fix our ego.
yeah, because that's what I'm gonna say. Like, what if someone's ego is just pure cockiness and like, I don't know, just bad?
Well, it gets to show that their ego, that's their true ego, but it's hurt, you know?
Mm,
Because of course, naturally, when we think of cockiness and all these things, greed, they're not good, right?
right.
So therefore, it gets to show that their ego is not good.
How does someone heal their ego? Humility,
I
and
I
humbleness.
think naturally by becoming conscious.
Right.
Conscious, wouldn't you agree?
So once you're aware and conscious, you realize
You're
you're
like,
analyzing
whoa.
yourself
Yes,
and say
because
like, oh man, I have been cocky. I have been like greedy.
yeah, but it's because it also helps you understand when it comes out, right? Like when when someone cocky ego comes out, it's because they want to show off and other.
Right.
But when you become conscious, you're like, I don't really want to show off
Right.
because
Right.
you're
Right.
conscious that you don't need to show off to others.
Mm. So by being conscious is the way that you think it.
Is
You would say
to heal your ego. At the
okay.
end of the day, we gotta heal our ego.
Okay. I would agree.
Yeah.
And how would you analyze like your dreams, like using Carl Jung's philosophy,
Carl Jung, uh,
Carl Jungian?
he says this: when you dream, write it down.
Mm,
Write it down. Have a dream journal.
really?
Yeah, he
What would
says
that
right.
help with? Oh, because you're analyzing, huh?
Dream analysis.
That's what it is. So you're. Oh wow. Have you done that yet or no? Not
Not
yet, huh?
yet, not yet, because
But that's
I haven't had
interesting.
a like crazy dream to where like it is symbolic, you know.
Well, let's talk about Jason quick. Man, I had a weird, really weird dream that I was like like one of my coworkers were getting at me. Not the one who she thinks it is, but some
She's gonna watch this.
she probably will, but that's not her.
Really?
No, just I was like, wow, what the heck, and I had a really like a week ago. I had the most odd and like horrible and disgusting dream, man. Like I was dreaming that me and my mom were like in this room, and my mom was getting um raped, like for yeah,
Oh.
and I was in there, and I just had her to watch it, and she was like crying and everything,
Okay, that
and she was
actually
like tied up and everything. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And she was murdered as well. And in the dream, I thought of it like nothing. I was like, oh well, my mother's just dead there, and then it it's just so horrible. Like they wanted me to take my turn, basically, to you know.
from what I
And I
from
woke up like, dude, like what the heck? And it was so weird that looking at my mom, I just looked at her differently. At that moment, I was like, well, dude, what the heck?
from from what I hear, and I can't break it down crazy because I'm not
Yeah,
too expert on it, but it somewhat sounds like you're afraid to see others because of course it was a horrific dream,
yeah, it was
but
disturbing.
you with that dream it kind of sounds like you are afraid to see your loved ones hurt and not be able to do nothing.
That's kind of right. That's kind of right, man. Like communicating with my family is really hard for me. That's something like I wanna like. I see the way you are with. And I always tell you that I see the way you are with your mom and your family. I'm not like my relationship with my brother is probably like just good. Like the way we talk, I can talk to my brother, but my stepfather and my mother, like I can't have a conversation with them because I feel like this. It's like this feeling that I don't know how to. That I don't understand. That it's just like it's like almost awkwardness,
Yeah,
and I don't know why I feel that when like I talk to my mom. Yeah, like my mom showed me like, hey, you should start doing this. You know, because I'm trying to do e-commerce. So she's like, you should do this for like e-commerce. I'm like, oh yeah, 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 and then just like, oh, interesting. And she'll talk to me like, oh yeah, 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 and that's it. And I'll just be like, or when I'll tell her about like the Bible and God, she's like, oh yeah, yeah,
she
interesting.
hits you back with it.
No, no, she's more like, oh yeah, oh okay, oh all right, yeah, oh interesting. And I'm just like, bro, like she for sure, she was
Wasn't
listening, but
listening.
she wasn't like taking it at heart, you know.
That's
So
our ego.
versus
That's our
versus your
ego,
mom,
bro. That's our ego.
which I talked to his mom. When I do talk to your mom about the Bible and everything, she goes there, she listens, she adds her feedback in it.
Yeah.
We talk about Jesus. And my parents, sadly, they're not there yet, but I am praying every day that they get. When I pray, I always say, Lord, make sure. I always say, Lord, Father, that I don't hope that I keep praying to you and I'll cry to you to see my parents get a better relationship with you and to acknowledge you more, because I feel like every family should acknowledge Christ in the aspect, because it'll be more healthier, and maybe that's why just sometimes we have struggles in
Let
the
me
family.
actually say this to you. Is there, it, you know, like, you tell me this, right? And then I could tell you about many things of my family. Like, oh, my brother, I don't really
Yeah,
have a relationship with them. And my sister this, that, that.
yeah,
My mom this. And then we talk to another person and they say the same things. And I like your family this because they're like this.
but
Oh, I like your family.
it's not really what
Is
it is, right?
i- is there such thing as
A perfect family.
but a perfect life?
Well, we know there's no family's perfect. That's why I can't really like say
But
much.
what makes us like always somewhat like not a I don't want to say,
Appreciative
yeah, not appreciate
of our family or what?
of the things in our life.
Um, what makes us not be more appreciative of the things in our life?
Yeah,
Good question. I mean, it's anything, right? Not just family stuff.
anything.
That's a well. Okay, so, do you feel like you don't appreciate things in life? Because
Naturally, yes.
I would say, yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right. But that's when I had to remind myself, like, no, like you had to be thankful for where you're at right now. Yeah, we're not in mansions, we're not in Lambos nor
But
Ferraris,
even though
but I
we
would
would want more.
true, because we just want to keep seeking and advancing, which we will get there soon.
Lately, I've been asking myself this in the sense that like when I walk to work, I'm like what if I'm just happy? What if I'm just filled every day with happiness? Always happy, every moment happy, given what I always want. I wouldn't appreciate.
Yeah, because I feel like if someone was happy 24/7, don't you think they'll be
But
like bored or something?
yes, or they'll just be like, just yeah, yeah, leave it over there. but
Yeah,
but like
seeking for happiness, I say, is like,
but with this, I'm trying to say is that. But then I ask myself, okay, so then how do I become? What should I do? What about the problems in my life? Should I just be in agony and sorrow? Like then I take it the opposite, as in like, should I be happy for problems? I'm like, I should.
mhm,
I should because it helps me appreciate the little moments that I am happy.
helps you grow.
It helps me grow
Yeah,
and you know what actually now that you say that, the biggest growth you've seen in yourself is once you go through a problem.
yeah,
The biggest growth.
that is true. That is
Like
true.
a heartbreak,
Elaborate more on that.
a heartbreak, um
Yeah, heartbreak. Yeah,
um friends betraying you,
yep.
betrayal in
Betrayal.
general, um uh
Maybe
not loved,
past
not felt like you're needed, um
family member passing away.
financial problems, all that. Financial, like when someone struggles financially and they go through it, they're not afraid to go through it again,
Yeah,
and therefore they
yeah,
put more at risk.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I would say, like, yeah. What was it again? What'd you say that someone who's strong like that, it helps you grow? What was it? When someone's
That
more in that,
the problems, the most growth you see in yourself, like the most progress you see in yourself through growth has always been through
like
when you
problem.
finally go through. problem.
Yeah, because let's say heartbreak.
Yeah.
You're crying every day. You're almost depressed. You're crying. You're just sad, and you're in this dark moment. You're in this dark spot, in this dark place in your life, and you just feel like the world is like over because she left you, and then eventually you. When do you wake up? Like, man, like whatever, and then you start moving forward, and then you realize like, yo, like, and then you become a whole different person because you grew from that. You grew from that. That old you kind of has died, so you grow from that. And once you grow from that, you kind of like you're in a better position. Maybe you just start going to the gym. Maybe you hang around with new people. Maybe you hang around with like females, but not in that sense, just having like female friends, and you just you're in a better position, and you're more aware now, and it was kind of like of a lesson learned,
Yeah.
and because of that, yeah, you grew from that because it's something you learned. It's a lesson that you were taught, and it just
And it's a problem that you went through, a
yeah,
pain,
okay,
a
yeah,
sorrow. Therefore, pain and sorrow, enjoy it.
yeah,
Enjoy it.
enjoy it, yeah,
Enjoy it. And I told you this that for those who are down, broke, and depressed and miserable, appreciate it because when you make it in life, you will miss that person that you were when you were broke and down and miserable.
yeah. Because
That you died. You're gonna miss that you.
yeah, because you when you look back, you're like, man, I really enjoyed that progress of trying to get to where I'm at. I missed the not
And,
necessarily
and,
reminiscing, but you're
and not
like,
just that, but that self of you sacrificed.
yeah,
Sacrificed himself to to be the man who
you
you
are,
are.
yeah. And to add back to that, there was this rapper. I don't know who it was, but the way he started was rap battles. The way he came up, obviously, people were doubting him. People didn't believe in him, and he was going from show to show. And there's
Eminem.
no, but no, 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 not even him. But he made it, right? He made it, and then he says like, man, like I miss those times when I was starting off without a dime, and now I'm diamond. So he's like, I miss the times when I was starting off without a diamond, and now I'm diamond. And just basically saying like that whole progress of him trying to get to where he's at, like that's why enjoy that moment, enjoy the whole progress that you're going, because
Yeah.
that's how life works, man. Like life, no one said life was going to be easy. Obviously, life is life. Sometimes life hits us with reality and everything. Um, but enjoying those moments too, because once you are where you're at now, that old you has, like you said, old you has died, and now you're a new person, and all from that was because of the progress you made. And I can't remember how someone said this, but the progress of where you're trying to become in life is more of that route you should enjoy than you once you already made it, because that's a whole story that you went through, like the story of you trying to walk from here to like I know Route 66, I think it starts from Chicago and it goes and it ends here in Santa Monica, that you trying to more people are trying to think, man, I just already want to, they start from Chicago and they're like, man, I really just want to get to Santa Monica already, but they don't enjoy like the struggle. Maybe you run out of gas here, and then you ate at this bar and at this restaurant, and you saw like the views and everything. So that whole progress of you trying to make it there, it should be something to enjoy,
Yeah.
because that's the beauty of life. That's the journey of life.
Hmm.
Enjoy more the story, and then once you make it,
Yeah. Imagine you cut to the end. You're gonna be like,
you're like, yeah, like
what the hell?
you going like, let's say we had a race, and I magically just appear there, like, yeah, I'm the winner, and then you're coming back and you're laughing all the way to the finish, like, ha ha, I had a good time.
The
You
trophy
got a
you're not gonna
trophy, you got a
feel.
beer, you got balloons, you got like kisses, and they're
You
like,
got the woman next to you.
yeah, and then you're like, hey yo, like, why are you happy? I'm the winner. But no, you went through a whole route of just life that you could have experienced. Yeah,
You
you probably popped a tire, you probably ran out of gas, and you were stranded for 2 days, but you kept pushing, you kept going. Good things, bad things came in the way, but you still made it. You
Yeah,
know,
and you know what?
to
You know what? Your journey could be impactful, and
yeah.
even though that, even till your day of death, for you it could have been meaningless, but to the future it could have been meaningful,
Mm.
in the sense that J.P. Lovecraft, uh uh an,
YouTuber.
no, he was a writer.
Hmm.
Let's just say he had a horrible life. He had amazing writings, and his work didn't like become big until I believe after his death.
His work didn't become. Oh,
His
right,
work.
right, right. He was a writer. You
He
said.
made the best books, best fictional books, but to think that like he
J
was depressed and everything because his dad died at when he was 3, and then his mom didn't love him.
JP
Like
what?
J.P. Lovecraft,
Oh,
and he his work didn't pop off until the till after his death.
H.P. Lovecraft. Howard Phillips Lovecraft. 1830, 1837. The famous American writer from his comic horror and weird fiction. Is this him?
Yeah,
Interesting. The Cthulhu, the Cthulhu, Cthulhu mythos, forbidden knowledge of and madness. Sounds of non-human entities. All right, we keep going.
yeah, yeah. So his work didn't pop off to the end. So like what I'm trying to say is that
It's crazy though, huh?
every journey is meaningful,
Mhm.
even though if it means meaningless.
I'd say that's true, man. I think we went through. Do you want to touch on numerology and then end it off there?
Numerology. Okay, yeah.
Well, let's talk. We'll get into numerology and then we'll end it off here. So what is your take on numerology and why people have so much skepticism to it, and why? Because I remember we were at church. Shout out to Jess and what's her name? Jess and
Merly, I
Marilee.
believe.
We were talking numerology about her because you were a Freemason at one point. You know, you had your hat and oh, was I not supposed to say that?
No one's a Freemason.
Okay, so he wasn't a Freemason, but Merely was like, hey, like your hat isn't that like it symbolizes something evil because
She said that.
you don't know like that, man, because she thought you were a freak. Well, you were a freak. Well, I mean, you
Mm.
know.
She.
Anyways, my point
Yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah.
you were talking about numerology to her, and she says like numbers were made from men and blah blah blah, and
You know,
how numerology is just not a religion, but it does not go with the Bible,
I want to say this because back then I did think somewhat that numerology was a religion. But look,
and how she thinks
I'm
it
gonna
was
say
evil.
this. Nowadays Christians, they don't know nothing of history.
Whoa,
They
whoa,
don't know
whoa, whoa!
nothing of it.
That was a little
That's for your
that was
clips.
that was a little yeah. That was a little harsh.
Yeah, nowadays
Be quiet.
nowadays Christians know nothing about history
What makes you say
because
that?
they deny everything.
People are
Everything,
gonna everyone
not
the
anything,
Christians
anything that's correlated to history, they always say satanic, satanic, satanic.
all our Christians are gonna be like, why would you say that?
No, and they don't understand the power behind numbers that comes from God. God is the ultimate creator. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. The Word was God. Therefore, everything that comes out of everything that's created and has a word is from God. Numbers, the first day, the second day, the third day, till the seventh day, the the day Jesus
Jesus rested.
rested. Seven meaning loner, mean being philosophical and lonely. Jesus rested on a day, alone, on the seventh.
Hmm.
Numbers have meaning, and God gave them meaning.
Hmm.
And Gary, the number guy,
Shout out Gary
and Andrew,
Wilson,
that was him,
the Orthodox Christian,
the one that they
debated.
debated.
Yeah, Andrew Wilson.
They are retarded. They are retarded. They are arguing on a meaningless topic about Christianity
Well, for those,
and numerology being like I
yeah,
yeah,
for
they're
those who don't
stupid.
know, for
They're
those who don't
stupid.
know, Andrew Wilson is an Orthodox Christian. You know, talks about the Bible, knows it front and back, and Gary is a numerologist, and they just had a debate which was so meaningless. I agree.
Gary disrespects Christianity, calling Mary a whore.
Yep.
Never listen to, I can't say
But you don't
what
say
he
that's
is.
okay. Um, no, no.
Don't listen to Gary.
Yeah, he's
And
the thing about Gary is not a control, but he doesn't acknowledge Christ. He thinks that it's all like fiction, like non-fiction or fiction,
he
and he
just
just thinks like it's like he says there's no evidence that Jesus resurrected, but I can say there is from the Sinaiticus Bible. I don't know about the Bible, the book of Barbarus, but I'd say the Sinaitic Codex Sinaiticus Bible talks about it, and old scriptures of Matthew talk about how Jesus was resurrected. Ancient
yeah.
scriptures, by the way. So I don't like how Gary says that, how Jesus was, there's no proof of it. And he thinks that there's more proof in the numerology than Jesus, but I disagree there. Andrew Wilson is just him saying that numerology is like some type of psyche thing. So,
Yeah, he of course like now in the Christians he says satanic.
mm. Oh, he does. Huh? Did he say
Yeah.
that?
Naturally.
And
But
why do
no,
you think numerology is not satanic? Just because it was created by
because
God.
it correlates with the Bible. Again with Jesus 33333 Freemasonry.
What's the
Their
top?
highest rank is 33, Jesus number.
Why do you think they use that number for their high rank?
Because it's Jesus. Jesus made the number it 33 powerful. It's the age of his death.
And that's why they acknowledge that. That's why the highest rank of numerology of
Here's the thing.
Freemasonry is 33, right?
Yeah, numbers have significance. They're energies. First, the energy one is created. From one, it transfers, it creates, it's independent. It only needs itself. From one, two is created. Two needs one because two is duality.
Duality,
Three comes into play and is creation and
completion.
completion because once something is created, it is completed.
Hmm.
And
God created the world. You know,
yeah,
God created the heaven and earth. And
The Genesis, if you translate it into numbers, it equals
G.
to 33.
Why?
The
G.
the age of Jesus and the significance of 3, meaning completion.
Right.
The reason why time is perfect and there's such thing as the phrase time is perfect timing and all that is because 1 minute is 60 seconds.
Mm.
60 an hour is 60 minutes. A day is 24 hours. 2 plus 4 is 6. So 666. 6 meaning perfection, balance.
Yeah, and I know.
So
Yeah,
therefore that's why there's that phrase timing is perfect.
yeah,
Perfect time.
and people think the number 666 is evil. That's why when people try to act cool and like, yeah, I'm satanic, and they tattoo or they on their backpack they say 666, they think it's like an evil number. Is it evil or no?
Well, in the Bible, it's the beast number.
Which is
But
the mark of the beast?
huh?
Which is the mark of the beast?
Yes, but the number 6 isn't satanic. They say that Satan created time and all that. No, time was created because there's a beginning and an end. When that was created, that there's a beginning, there's an end.
Mm, interesting.
Everything has a time.
Interesting. So you would say that numerology kind of backs up the Bible.
Yes,
Okay.
it goes hand by hand for sure.
Is there
And
another example you know besides the because when you told me about the Jesus one, it blew my mind. The Genesis. Is there anything?
Jehovah, Jehovah, which is Jesus in Hebrew,
Hmm.
if you put it into numbers, is 33.
Meaning like what? Like Jehoval,
As in, yes,
or like how?
like the alphabet,
There's like 23 letters, right? 22 or 26.
27 or 26. Um, if you put it into numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 is the last number.
Number. Number.
Nine is nine is the last number. Nine is the last number in numerology. After nine, it just repeats.
Yeah, because it's
And
9, and you can't do 2 no more. It's 10. So it
yeah,
should be
and you know
zero.
what?
So.
Even in Solomon's scrolls, he even says study time,
Yeah,
because
yeah. That's what
time
I
is
wanted to say. Well, like, didn't Solomon mention that about time?
yes, because time is powerful, and it's because numbers is powerful, and they have meaning.
Yeah, and yeah. Okay, not bad. So that's
Just ask yourself, why do you see certain numbers like
when you so you wake.
always in your life? There's for sure numbers that you always see, and you're like, why do I keep running into this number?
Yeah,
And it's because that number is trying to tell you something.
is it? Would you say it's the universe trying to communicate with you?
I say it's God trying to communicate to you.
Mm,
God communicates in mysterious ways,
right,
right?
and especially like when someone wakes up and it's like 11:11 or something. No,
Yeah, 1111,
because that one's like the most.
master number, master number.
Yeah.
But look, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 22, both. Okay, now, now 2 plus 2, 4, 4, 4. So 4 plus 8 equals 8. Abundance. 8 is abundance. When you make a wish, you for sure say, I don't know, give me money.
Wait, so is
Abundance.
this more like a
Abundance.
right? Is this more like a Is this more like a you? Someone tells them like your birthday and month number, then you just get it right.
Yes,
Can you do
there's
mine?
such things as life paths and numbers that is falls into certain people. I mean, to individuals. Like
Can
he
you
and
do
I
mine?
have a life path number.
How do you know mine?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, how do you
Okay,
know it?
you want me to do yours?
Sure.
Okay, when's your birthday?
August
August is what month? The
28th.
the
Oh, the 8th.
the eighth month.
Yeah,
28,
2005.
2005.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, you are a seventh life path.
So life path meaning that's my life path number,
As in, if you add up the numbers, you get your life path number, which is your your identity number.
which is I'm a 7.
Seven. Sevens are usually philosophical philosophers and loner types.
Wait.
When you recharge, you like to be alone.
So okay, and I remember you say like every year it's not like a reset, but everyone goes through like numbers in every year, right?
Yeah, yeah. Every person has life cycles.
Yeah, the life cycles.
Yeah.
So what's my life cycle year number? I guess.
You are if you're a seven, and then you're in your seventh year,
So what is that?
which is very good when your numbers are aligned. Very good. It's when you could advance and blow up like crazy in all sorts of aspects in your life. When your numbers are aligned with your cycle year, everything will do good, but it's up to you if you put the work.
So if I was 7 and I'm on my
Seventh year,
cycle year,
seventh year, yeah.
what does that tell me? What is
That
that?
gets to that things are aligned. Your numbers are aligned with the year, therefore you have the motivation for sure to do things, to learn a bunch. Seven is very loner and learning type. It's the year when you learn the most, and this year you have been wanting to learn a lot,
Yo,
and you have been wanting to you've gotten books and
that's crazy. Yeah,
this.
I've ordered 5 books. Yo, wait, and you mentioned like philosophical year, right? For the 7th or no?
Yeah, it's a philosophical
Philosophical.
philosophical year where you want to learn the most and think, like, you want to expand your brain as much as you can.
What have I been telling you?
You want to learn more.
Bro, what? Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, I have. Like I said, I've ordered 5 books: The Lesser Key Solomon, the Red Book of Carl Jung, the Psychogenesis and of Mental Disease,
And
and the
this is the year where
Kabbalion.
you're gonna live it mostly alone.
Really,
Yeah, like you're not gonna get a girlfriend or anything. You're gonna lock into this
yo,
year. Yeah.
that is crazy. That is true. Like yeah, I didn't even want to like with the females. I drop them. I like it's just a waste of time, and I just don't desire to have a girlfriend or anything. Like, damn, what? Yeah, like I just been in this like mindset where I just want to expand my mind, and I feel like I've been getting more closer to God than I have ever been. Obviously, in the future, more we go more closer. But looking back to what I was now, like I was never reading, but now I'm reading more, and I'm reading like about Plato. You know, just trying to expand my mind and that knowledge. So that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Damn,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
numbers have meaning, and they're God given.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
That's very interesting. And before I end it off, going back to the Demonology of Solomon, I wrote some notes here about the Solomon scriptures. The the apocryphal wisdom of Solomon describes Israelites king, and as a quote, "For it is he who gave me unerring knowledge of what exists to know the structure of me, which no of me were world and activity of elements, the beginning and end, and the middle of things, the alternatives in the solstice, and the change of the persons, the cycles of the year, and the construct. I have learned both what is both secrets and what is both manifest, like what is like esoteric and exoteric, and yeah, so that's just about the demonology. It's just more trying to like understanding more of the supernatural and more of the.
understanding of this. I don't know.
I know I wrote it down right here in my notes. What did it say?
it's just it is the understanding of demons and how to use them and all that. Um, but I like to take it to understand what lurks through this world.
Yeah, and there's like, and I wrote down like some philosophers: Alexandrian, the philosopher, Pythagoras,
Nietzsche,
Demo,
Pythagoras, yes,
Democritus, Empedocles, and Zosimus Panopilius. These are all people who they don't mention demonology, but they go back to just learning base, not basic philosophy, but like that more of the esoteric type of philosophical knowledge and wisdom, like Plato, where they all have their own like take on their on wisdom. But very interesting topics we got into today, man.
yeah,
You know a lot of this. It's interesting that you're learning. I'd say keep learning, keep expanding your mind too, and same for me. So yeah, that was a beautiful take of what how you think of Jesus and how he saved you. What do you know about wisdom and to be fair, I have my own critiques on numerology, so I'm not like this big numerology guy. So I do here find some skepticism in it, but if you know, I have my skepticism in numerology, but it's interesting that you know. Very interesting
that's
about
fine. But do your own research. Understand why you do it. Why you question it. Don't
yeah,
let man. Don't let man. Don't get your understanding from man. For man lies.
just like it says in the Bible.
Speak to God and receive the message from Him.
Uh,
But follow me at SSG Marcos in Twitter.
yeah, I'll drop your Twitter. I'll drop your Instagram. No, just your Twitter,
Yeah,
not your Instagram, because we have a certain female who thinks she's like knows you.
yeah.
I think you blocked her.
She could hear. Hey, she better not watch this.
Well, I'm gonna put clips
Oh,
on my Instagram. Well, anyways, I'm gonna drop his Twitter. Feel free to follow him. Thank you for coming, man. Um, thank you for bringing
thank
that
you for the
knowledge.
invite, man. I hope we do this again
Oh
and we
yeah,
dive deeper into the esoteric world
yeah.
that is within our eyes but cannot be seen.
Hmm.
Let it be seen.
Shout out Zerka. Shout
Yeah,
out
Zerka's
Zerka.
good.
Shout out Zerka.
Zerka,
Carl Gustav again.
Myron,
Myron. Don't.
Nick.
I don't know if it's gonna go against the guidelines, but
Nicholas.
Nicholas
You
J,
know, you know who you are,
Nicholas J. Yep.
and
Like if he gonna watch this, we're probably gonna get like 2 viewers in this whole hour long podcast. So yeah, guys,
no, but let it be seen.
the
Let
truth
it be
shall
seen.
prevail. I'm gonna bring like 2 more guests I have in mind. And we're gonna dive deep into like maybe JQ,
Liberalism.
liberalism, liberalism. Yep.
Yeah, my bad, my
No, no,
bad.
you're good. You're good. No, no. Yeah, I agree.
The mind of a
The
liberal.
mind of
That should be the.
the mind of a yeah. So I'm gonna have like 2 more guests, maybe three. Trying to decipher and
What are you gonna name this one?
probably like esoteric. Well, we'll see. But if you guys did watch the end, I appreciate that. My
Dive deep into the esoteric.
yeah, and then Jesus stuff right now. But okay, I'll come up with the hardest part. Wait, edit it. All right. If you guys did watch to the end, we appreciate you. Follow us on our socials. Don't subscribe. Don't subscribe and don't like the video. I'm not like these. Subscribe. Shut up.
Just comment what you think of
Yeah.
what we said.
And if you have
And
some skepticism, feel free to comment. And I will be uploading more about my take on the Bible and spreading more of the word. So once again, I'm Joseph. This is Isaac. And we hope you guys have a good night or a good day. Anything you want
it's
to say?
easy to be, but it's hard to become.
Bro thinks he's some philosopher. He ain't shit. Have a good one.